My name is Lizzie. Each week I'm bringing along a different origami fold, and that's to encourage you to take some time out for yourself, some self-care time. And by giving yourself time to do something special just for you, just because you enjoy it, you'll find that it will help your resilience, and you will actually be able to look after others a little bit better as a result. Because actually you really, the basis for us being able to handle life really is to be able to look after ourselves, because then you can, as I said, you can help others as well. So this week I think just such a lovely fold. It's so simple and so sweet, and I shared this recently and people have really enjoyed this. So it's a simple, beautiful tulip, in this case actually involving a bit of glue, but I think that's quite fun. So this is a fold from Akira Yoshizawa, who is seen as the grandfather for modern origami. He invented 50,000 folds, which is just utterly mind-boggling, and they're so expressive, so beautiful, just astonishing. And he obviously could do very complex, very beautiful things, but also some very simple things, which I think is at the heart of origami. You can do something simple and it can still be profoundly touching and actually delightful to see how in a few folds something with so much meaning can emerge. So this is the tulip that we're going to make, and we're almost going to make little components, and then you can stick them together. There may be ways of tucking and folding things together. You're welcome if you want to do it that way, but I'm going to use some glue. I've actually rather enjoyed doing that. So it's a little flat sort of tulip, which you could make nice. You could hang this up, maybe you could make cards. It's just very sweet, and I think it really feels like spring, summer. I think all times of the year it would cheer you up, and what a nice thing to be able to maybe give a flower to somebody. Make some for yourself first of all, and then maybe after that maybe you can make some flowers for others. So I hope you're going to enjoy this. You'll need some paper and some glue. If you have coloured paper, obviously green would be quite good, and maybe a colour for your flower. I'm going to show you just by quickly colouring in. That's another possibility too. So either way, I hope you're going to enjoy this. So grab yourself a board, something to press on, and some paper. I'm still kept going strong with the folding in support for my colleagues at UCH Hospital in London, for staff and for patients, encouraging that self-care time. And hopefully I may be able to do some more back in person, so maybe that'll cut down a little bit on the videos, but maybe keep maybe a half capacity on each, and that way we get both worlds, which I think would be rather good. So I'm going to take an A4 piece of paper, letter paper, and just fold it in half. There we go, and even that act is lovely. We've just taken something so perfect by taking our time and care to line things up. And if you give a good strong fold, you're just giving a little line of weakness where you'll be able to tear it. So I've just done a tiny little nick, putting my hand next to it and tear it off. Lovely sound itself. And I'm going to make a square from this. And actually in this case I think we can use the little rectangle off the side. That can become the stem. So I'm going to use it all this time. So I'm going to remove the rectangle, but as I said, let's keep that. And I'm lining it back up there. Good strong fold. And then we're going to actually just use 3 little squares. So I'm going to keep that. It's going to be the stem. And I'm going to take my big piece, fold it in half. For some reason this one, I think because it's flat, because it's little parts that you can put together, it brings me back to warm feelings of fuzzy felt. I don't know whether you ever use fuzzy felt, but rather sweet, putting things together. There we go. And I'm folding in half again, so they're all little matching squares. Nice and simple. There we go. And I'm going to want 3 squares, so fold it over and we'll put aside the other square. I'm sure I can use it at another point. There we go. Right. So to make our flower, actually let's add a quick bit of colour. So if you have two-sided paper, this could be quite good actually, because you can get, can you see there's a different colour on the other side that pokes through. So if you do have two-sided paper, now is your time to use it. But I'm using all similar sized squares of paper. There we go. So I've got my little square of paper with colour. Now I'm going to fold in half, but this is the genius bit. It's so simple. But instead of folding it flatly in half there and lining up, instead we are going to put them out of line. Can you see? So you've got a little, you're beginning then to get tops of petals. So I am deliberately getting it out of line. I almost think it's like two little fingers like that. It's a bit like good luck, isn't it? So getting it out of line like so. Great. Now we're going to take the bottom corner and we're going to bring it up like so. And again, you can add it. So it's adding another little petal up there. That's it. So it's just using everything a little bit out of sync. It's just the genius of his work that it's just, yeah, very different. It's less mathematical and it's really expressive. This bottom corner, bring it up. It all has its own merit, honestly, but it's lovely to see. It's a very different way of doing things, isn't it? There we go. So I brought it up so you can see it's another little petal up there. And that in itself is looking like a flower. So our next step is we're going to give it a little flat base across there. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to fold this back like so. So if you're to look on the back, I'm just taking this and I'm folding it up like so. This is all a guesstimate. It's all fine. Can you see? So turning it round, that's what it's looking like. And also going to bring in the edges a bit too. So you can try to get it a bit more of a tulip shape. So it's a bit more like that kind of shape. You don't have to see the back of it basically. And the same with this side. I'm folding that in. So I think that's looking nice for a tulip head. I mean, actually it's almost got a little stand there. So you could almost have it as a little standing flower itself. And obviously if you're not happy with any of the positions, you can just move things around until you are happy. I might change that a little bit. There we go. Until you feel it looks just right. Lovely. So we've made the top of our flower. Great. And next we're going to make a stem. This part. So we're going to take that rectangle. And really all we're going to do is we're going to do a halfway line again, basically trying to make a little narrow strip and then just turning it over and over. Again, I would recommend honestly using glue for this in the end for it to work out well. So folding it over, and I think, as I said, I think often in Japan they use glue, so embrace doing things in a different way. Think of this as quite Japanese. Go. So I sort of fold it in half again, and then all I'm going to do is simply folding it over and over again. There's nothing exact about this till I get a little, it's almost like a paper straw. Now obviously it's all a bit open at the back, that's fine. Later on you could either tuck it up, which holds it a little bit more, or you can glue it, but maybe add a bit of green there, I think. Why not? So you don't need special paper. So this would go into this. So you could maybe just about tuck it into there. Can you see there is a little slot? So that is a possibility, but you may find it a bit tricky, so you may end up just gluing it. So from the front, this is how it would look. There we go. Right, and next we're going to make some of the leaves, which will really help too. So the leaves, very simple and quite familiar to if you've made leaves before. So actually I'm going to fold it in half And then I am going to open it up, and I'm going to take the top edge and bring it to the middle. So bring the top edge and bring it along that middle line, like so. There we go. Top line and bring it to the middle, like so. There we go. And then we're going to do the same to the bottom. So that bottom edge, bringing it to the middle line, and that's just tightening it up a bit, making it a good shape. And the same here, folding it in, like so. And now all you need to do is fold it inwards, and on the outside that is your leaf. So again, you might want to colour it in, because it depends which side you're going to see. It's up to you. And you'll see in just a moment that if you take your stem, you can pop that in there. Can you see? And you could even fold that back if you wanted as well. But we're going to make one more leaf as well, I think. I think that would be a good idea. So let's make our second leaf as well, and then we can see how it fit together. So again, I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it in half. Diagonal line, opening it up, and I'm going to take the top and I'm going to fold it to the middle line, like so, and just enjoy that attention to the detail, the feel of the paper, how you're changing the top to the middle line, like so, and then the bottom edge to that middle line as well. There we go. And the same thing again, you've got it as it is, folding it inwards, and that's now making your nice little flat leaf. So again, maybe adding a bit of colour. Not sure which side this will appear on. And then let me show you how you can make this all together. So you've got all your little components now. You've got your flower head, you have got your stem, you have got leaves. Let's see how the leaves can go. So one leaf there, and your second leaf will slot over a little bit higher up, like so. That's it. And you could, I think you could sort of fold it up that way. That's another way of doing it if you didn't want to glue things on. And you could also just about maybe tuck the stem into there, or you might just glue it. But hopefully you end up with a gorgeous little flower. I hope that's been fun. Enjoy assembling it. Maybe you've got some pretty papers or do a bit of colouring in, and I hope that will make a lovely decoration for you at home, or maybe it can be a lovely way of making special presents for those who you care about. Thank you.